Okay, hello everyone. Um, let's continue our discussion. Yung discussion natin. Chapter 1 pa rin, Introduction ng Engineering Economics. Okay, another important concept or topic which we need to discuss is this one, present economic studies. Ano tong present economic studies? Mhm. Present economic studies, meron bang definition? Ako nilagay dito sa presentation. Meron pala. Present economic studies are engineering economic analysis where alternatives for accomplishing a specific task are being compared over 1 year or less, and the influence of time on money can be ignored. Okay? So, walang influence ng time dun sa money. Ibig sabihin, we will not be dealing with interest. Okay, that's our that's next chapter. Next topic is interest and the time value of money. Pero that's why it's called present economic studies because walang involvement ng interest, no, sa analysis natin. So parang it's like similar to word problems algebra. So we just have to analyze and then analyze the problem, put it into equations, and then solve it. That's it. Parang algebra problem lang itong present economic studies. Okay? Two rules shall be followed in conducting present economy studies. These rules or criteria will be used to select the preferred alternative when defect-free output or yield is variable or constant among the alternatives being considered. So meron tayong dalawang rules. So most of the time yung mga nagko-compare tayo ng mga alternatives, no. Um, so halimbawa, meron tayong build tayo ng machine, for example, and there are two, three types of machine can be used, no, sa ating sa purpose natin, so, kung ano man yan, kung anong business man yan. So we have to compare yung mga machines na yan. Mhm. So compare the alternatives. Okay, so when we select, now there are situations where present economic studies are involved, and we're going to discuss each situation and then perhaps present an example, no, dun sa situation na yan. Okay, but first we need to present yung mga dalawang rules na yan. So rule 1, when revenues and other economic benefits are present and vary among alternatives. Kasi kung revenue, ano ba yung revenue? Yan yung pumapasok na pera. Okay. Yan yung kikitain natin, revenue. Yan yung concern ng BIR, Bureau of Internal Revenue, yung nasisingil sa mga mga business enterprise, sa mga professionals, okay, yung tax natin. Okay? So, when revenues and other economic benefits are present and vary among alternatives, choose the alternative that maximizes overall profitability based on the number of defect-free units of a product or service produced. So, siyempre, pipiliin natin yung may pinakamalaking revenue or profit na may bibigay sa atin. Okay? That's rule number 1 in selection. No? And rule number 2, when revenues and other economic benefits are not present, so wala, hindi siya given, or constant, whichever you choose na alternative, parehas lang yung revenue na ma-produce niya, okay? Constant among all alternatives, consider only the costs. So that's why importante naman natin mag-compute ng cost. Consider only the costs and select the alternative that minimizes total cost per defect-free unit or product or service output. Okay? So, ganun lang yan. Rule 1 kapag revenue ang pinag-uusapan, okay? Other benefits, of course, we need to choose the alternative that gives us the highest profit. Okay, profit. Rule number 2, kapag revenues parehas lang for all alternatives or hindi siya given, hindi binigay, and syempre, compare natin yung cost. Ano yung cost? Yung gastusin natin, yung expenses natin. So, syempre, piliin natin yung alternative that would give us the least, okay? The least cost. No, yun yung pinakamura na alternative. Ayan. So, those are the two rules, no? When we compare alternatives dito sa present economic studies. Okay? So, ganun lang. So, number one, situation. Okay, sabi ko kanina, there are situations where present economic studies are involved. So, number one, situations. So, we'll discuss the most common situations. So, there are other situations naman. So, number one is when we choose materials. So, material selection. Okay. So, involves selection among materials available that result in the most economical product and give the best results. Okay, material selection. So, we have an example here, medyo mahabang problem. A diesel engine uses filter A and high grade lubricating oil costing 550 pesos per liter. Okay, diesel engine filter A. Okay. With this filter, the oil and the filter have to be changed every 500 hours. So, every 500 hours of operation, papalitan na yung oil and filter. Okay. And 5 liters of oil have to be added every 10 tuloy, every 100 hours. So, every 100 hours, mag-add tayo ng 5 liters of oil. Okay. So, this filter cost 1,480 per piece. Sorry about the noise. May dumaan ang sakyan. Okay. So, 1,480 pesos per piece yung cost ng filter. So, 80 liters of oil fill the engine. So, 80 liters yung kailangan ng engine. So, another type, filter B, costing 1,200 pesos, may be used with a lower grade of oil costing 480 pesos per liter. Okay? So, sa second na alternative, mas tawag dito, mas mura yung oil natin na 480 pesos per liter. Okay? Mas yan. However, if this filter is used, the oil and filter have to be changed every 300 hours. Okay? Mas mura nga ito, pati yung filter B, 1,200 lang. Yung filter A, 1,480 pesos per piece ng filter A. Mas mura sa filter B, but mag-change ka every 300 hours. Sa situation A, alternative A, you'll change every 500 hours. Okay? And 10 liters are added after each 150 hours the engine is used. Okay? So, which filter and oil would you recommend? So, combination ito, no? Okay, filter and oil would you recommend? So, which material are we going to select? Siyempre, i-compare natin yung cost. Cost na pinag-uusapan dito, ano? So, compare natin. Okay. So, for filter A, considering 500 hours of operation. Kasi nga, nag-change ka every 500 hours. So, cost of filter is 1,000. This is 1,480 pesos. Initial cost of oil for 80 liters is 550 pesos times 80. So, ayan. So, meron tayong 44,000 pesos. Okay. Cost of additional oil every 100 hours is 4 times between filter changes. Ano? Kasi 4 times 5 liters times 550 per liter. Meron tayong 11,000. Okay. Ayan. Mhm. So, bakit 4 times ito? 4 times between filter changes. Okay. Kasi mag-change tayo ng every 500 hours. Okay, 500 hours. Kasi yung initial cost natin, so na 'di ba nailagay na natin yung oil 550 pesos per liter plus yung filter natin. Ayan. So yan yung initial. Tapos meron pa tayong titirang 400 hours. So every 100, so you start kapag 200 hours na. Okay, 200 hanggang 500. So meron kang mag-add ka ng oil 4 times ka mag-add ng oil, di ba? Ayan. So total cost for 500 hours operation. So let's consider na lang yung total cost for 500 hours operation. That is 56,480 pesos. So sa filter A, sa selection A or sa alternative A, 5 hours kasi yung operation niya. Tapos sa selection B or sa alternative B, 300 hours yung operation niya. Okay? So dapat when we compare alternatives, dapat siyempre parehas dapat yung uh, yung unit. Okay. Yung condition. So maybe we can convert that to cost per 100 hours. I-convert na lang natin yan sa cost per 100 hours. Ganon din mamaya later on sa filter B. I-convert natin sa cost per 100 hours. So whichever is cheaper, then that is the alternative we're going to choose. Okay, so yung cost niya per 100 hours, so 556,000. Di ba ito yung cost for 500 hours of operation? That's 56,480. So we have to divide that to 5 para the resulting value is the cost per 100 hours, which is 11,296 pesos. Okay, let's consider filter B. Okay, sa filter B, 300 hours of operation. So initial cost of oil is 80 liters, no? Times 480 per liter. So meron tayong 38,400. And then don't forget, of course, to include yung cost ng filter, 1,200. Cost of additional oil every 150 hours. Ayan. So once lang, kasi nga 300 hours yung operation nito, ano? Okay, mag-change ka lang kapag yan, 150 hours. So once ka lang mag-change. Okay? Noon lang naging tawag dito 150. Okay? Siyempre, hindi mo na siya dagdagan kapag nag 100 na siya, no? Ganon din sa filter A, no? The reason why this is 4 times kanina, so nag-change ka nag-start ka mag-change ng 100 hours, ano? Nag-change ka ulit, ay nagdagdag ka, hindi nag-change. Nagdagdag ka ulit noong 200. Nagdagdag ka na naman nung 300, nagdagdag ka ng 400. So 4 times ka mag-add ng oil. Siyempre hindi ka na magdadagdag sa 500 kasi nga that's the end of the operation. No. Ayan. Ganon din dito. So nagdagdag ka ng oil noong 150, noong 300 na hindi ka na nagdagdag ng oil. So once ka lang mag-add ng oil in this situation. So that's it. 480. Ayan. So we have 4,800. So 10 liters, okay, times 480 per liter. Ayan. And then total cost for 300 hours ng operation is 44,400. And then since i-convert dapat natin ito, so since kinonvert natin kanina yung ng cost per 100 hours, then we have to convert this one to cost for 100 hours. So that's 44,400 divided by 3. Okay. So that is 14,800 ang gagastos ko per 100 hours. Okay? Then compare, of course, yung cost. Since we're dealing with cost, no? Kapag cost ang pinag-uusapan, hmm, yung mas mura. Pero kapag revenue, profit ang pinag-uusapan, piliin mo yung mas malaking profit. Pero kapag cost ang pinag-uusapan, piliin mo yung mas konti. No? Konti. Crazy. Okay. So filter A is more economical and should be recommended. Okay? So parang sa problem kanina, parang mas mura ang filter B. Ano? But if you try to analyze the situation, mas mura pala yung filter A. Ayan. Okay? Wait lang, inom lang ako. Okay. Okay, next. Ano ba? Okay, so selection ng material yung una. Another situation is selection of method. So two or more different methods may give the same satisfactory results. So same yung result. Okay. Anong pipiliin natin na method? Select the most economical way of to accomplish operation. Siyempre, pag cost ang pinag-uusapan, you select the method that gives you the least cost. No? Example, ano ba to? The ore of a gold mine in Benguet contains on the average 0.5 gram of gold per ton. One method of processing costs 16,500 per ton. No. And recovers 93% of the gold. While another method costs only 15,000 pesos per ton and recovers only 81% of the gold. So mas mahal yung unang method pero mas marami kang mare-recover na gold. Pangalawan, mas mura yung method pero mas maliit din yung makukuha mong amount ng gold. If gold can be sold at 85,000 pesos per gram, which method is better and by how much? Okay, so let's compare the two methods. So consider the income and cost per ton of ore. Again, I'm sorry for the noise. So sa method 1, income natin is, so, 0.93 is 93%. Let's go back dun sa problem natin. Okay. So, 0.5 yung grams on the average, 0.5 grams of gold per ton yan ng ore. Ano yung ore? Yan yung minimina. So, hindi pa yan yung gold. So, ini-extract pa yung gold from that ore. So, from that ore, ang na-extract natin is 0.5 grams of gold. Okay? So, sa first method, 93% nun ng 0.5 grams, yun lang ang ma-extract natin. Sa second method, 81% no. That's why solution natin, so we have to multiply. So 0.93% or 0.93 or 93% of, ito yung grams, grams ito, 0.5 grams. Okay. So ito yung cost, yung cost ng gold is 85,000 pesos per gram. So income natin is income is 39,525. Okay, that's not the net income. No, yan pa yung wala pa yung cost diyan. So yung cost natin, yung pag-extract ng gold na yan is 16,500 sa method 1. So syempre yung net income natin, yung subtract lang natin yung income o yung gross income and the cost yung expenses natin. So that's 23,025 pesos. Method 2, income natin. So the same principle. So 0.81% lang ng 0.5 grams ang may extract natin per ore. Ibenta natin ng 85,000 pesos per gram. Ang makikitain lang natin ay 34,425 pesos. So ang gastos natin para ma-extract yung gold na yan using method 2 is 15,000 pesos. So ang net income natin, subtract income and cost or expenses. So 19,425 pesos ang ating net income. So obviously, the first method of processing is better by 3,600 pesos. Okay, so piliin mo yung first method. Although mas mahal siya, mas mahal, mas marami ka naman gold na makukuha, so mas marami kang may bibenta. Okay, ganun lang, simple. Another example, another situation is selection of design. Okay, design, selection ng design. Okay, example natin. COE company manufactures 2 million units of product yearly. A new design of the product will reduce materials cost by 12%. Okay. O mare-reduce yung cost ng materials by 12%. Wow. But will increase processing cost by 2%. So, pero mag-increase yung processing cost ng 2%. Okay. If materials cost is 12 pesos per unit. Okay. And processing will cost 4 pesos per unit. How much can the company afford to pay for the preparation of the new design and making changes in the equipment? Okay. So, magkano daw ang dapat nating bayaran? Okay, the maximum amount that the company should spend should not exceed the savings they will make on the new designs. Okay, mare-reduce ng 12% yung cost ng materials. No? So may savings tayo dyan. 12% yung mare-reduce eh. Pero magkakaroon tayo ng additional expenses dun sa processing cost, that's about 2%. Okay? So, the maximum amount the company should spend should not exceed the savings. So may savings tayo kasi because of the reduction ng cost ng materials, no. Okay? And it should not exceed, no, yung savings. They will make a new design. Okay? Okay, so yung decrease in materials cost is, so ang, di ba ang kwan natin is 2 million yung number of, ano ba yung tinatanong dun? Units, no? Wala pa lang sinabing ko ng particular product, but 2,000 units. 2,000. 2 million. Okay. So, yung decrease in materials cost is 12%. So, multiply lang natin. So, dapat alam natin kung magkano yung overall materials cost. That's the product of 2 million and 12 pesos daw per unit. Okay, yung cost. Times 12%, yan yung mare-reduce na cost dun sa ating materials. Okay? Reduce, decrease in materials cost, which is 2,880,000. Yun yung mare-reduce. Okay, increase in the processing cost. So, isubtract natin yung increase sa processing cost, which is, so, 2%. So, ano yung magkano yung processing cost? 4 pesos per unit. So, i-multiply natin 2 million times 4 times 2% or 0.02. Yan yung nag-increase sa processing cost. So, ang increase sa processing cost is 160,000. So, the savings on the new design is 2. Malaki-laki. That's 2,720,000 pesos. Okay? So, yan yun. Yung ating, that's the maximum amount the money should spend. Okay? It should not exceed the savings they will make in the new design. Okay. So, yan yung savings natin. Okay? So, yan, ganun. Another situation is yung site selection. So, costs relevant to selecting sites must be carefully considered. So, land cost, construction cost, cost of available labor, cost of transporting equipment and materials. So, site selection. Okay. Paano ba to? Ito, ano, example natin. Wait lang, ano ako ng tubig. Okay, a certain masonry dam requires 200,000 cubic meters of gravel for its construction. Wow, laki no? Ang dami. 200,000 cubic meters of gravel for its construction. The contractor found two possible sources of the for the gravel with the following data. So meron tayong dalawang sources ng gravel. Okay? Source A, source B. So average distance gravel pit to the dump site, dump without N, of course. 3 kilometers sa source A, medyo malayo. Source B, 1.2 kilometers. Gravel cost per cubic meter at pit. Source A, walang bayad. Sa source B, may bayad. Kapag kumuha ka ng gravel daw dun sa source B, magbayad ka ng 100 pesos. Maybe that's for environmental fee. And sometimes, may mga ganyang cases. Ano? So, ibang mga sources ng natural resources. I forgot the exact term. Ng gravel. Ayan, sometimes, parang tawag dyan is environmental fee. So, source A, walang bayad. Source B, merong bayad pag kumuha ka per cubic meter. Malaki. 100 pesos. Ayan. And then, purchase price of pit. So, bibilhin mo yung pit daw, yung kung saan ka kukuha. Sa source A, 8 million. Bibilhin mo yung site. 8 million ang bayad. Source B, walang bayad. Okay? Although sa source B, pag kukuha ka, may bayad na 100 pesos per cubic meter. So, road construction necessary. Sa source A, kailangan nating mag-construct ng road kasi siguro walang existing road. Okay, kailangan naman ng road kapag kumuha tayo. That's 4,500,000. Source B, wala. Siguro may existing road na sa may source B. Then overburden to be removed at 42 pesos per cubic meter. Overburden. Ibig sabihin, siguro may silt sa ibabaw ng gravel. So, ang tawag natin doon ay overburden. Silt, lupa. So, hindi pa siya gravel. Kailangan mo pang hukayin. So, tanggalin muna natin yung overburden before we can get the gravel. So, ang cost ng pag-remove ng overburden is 42 pesos per cubic meter. Source A, walang overburden. Siguro, gravel na agad ang makukuha mo. Sa source B naman, meron kang about 90,000 cubic meters na overburden na tatanggalin before you can get the gravel. Okay. Hauling cost per cubic meter per kilometer is 40 pesos for source A and source B, 40 pesos also. So, hauling, yung hauling. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Is it howling? I'm not sure. So, basta yung pag-travel mo ng siyempre, ilagay mo yun sa truck, itatransport mo dun sa site, sa dam site. So, ang cost nun is per kilometer. So, 40 pesos per kilometer. Okay. Remember, mas malayo ang source A compared sa source B. Okay, so compare natin yung cost. So, which of the two sites will give lesser cost? So, solution for, okay. Cost sa source A, cost of 200,000 cubic meter of gravel sa source A. So purchase price of gravel pit, 8 million. Road construction, 4,500,000. Hauling cost is per, since mas malayo siya, 3 kilometers, so 40 pesos per kilometer, that's 200,000 cubic meters ang kailangan. So, multiply natin yung tatlong yan. That would be 24 million pesos. So, total cost sa my source A is 36,500,000. Okay? And for source B, cost of, of gravel at pit. So, sa source A kasi bibilhin mo yung pit mismo. Pero sa source B, bibilhin mo per cubic meter. So, 200,000 times 100 pesos per cubic meter. So, that is 20 million. Okay? Mahal pala. The removal of overburden is 90 pesos. 90 pesos. 42 pesos per cubic meter and meron tayong 90,000 cubic meter na tatanggalin na overburden. So, that's 3,780,000. And yung hauling cost natin, mas malapit siya. It's 1.2 kilometers lang from the dump site. So, 40 pesos per kilometer times 200,000 cubic meters. So, we have 9.6 million. So, add lang natin. That's 33,280,000 pesos. So, since we are talking about cost, then we choose the alternative which has the least cost. Of course, source B, cheaper ng 3 million, of course. About 3 million, 3.1, 3.12 million pesos. So choose source B. Yan. Another situation is proficiency of workers. No? So proficiency of workers. Example tayo dito. Two workers A and B produce the same product on identical machines. Okay. Worker A receives 250 pesos per hour, and he produces 100 units per hour. Wow. Worker B is able to produce 120 units per hour. The machine rate or cost of operation of the machines used by them is 1,000 pesos per hour. So 1,000 pesos per hour yung rate ng machine. Okay. Determine the cost per piece for worker A. And determine the hourly wage of B in order that his cost per piece will equal that of A. So magkano kaya ang hourly wage ng B para yung cost ng per piece will be equal to that of the worker A. Letter A. Determine the cost per piece for worker A. Kaya yan. Simple lang naman. Siyempre yung 250 pesos per hour. Sorry. 250 pesos yung tawag dito. Per hour. Yung sweldo ni A, worker A. Plus yung sweldo ng machine na 1,000. Sa isang oras, 100 units yung na-produce, both ng worker and the machine. So, ang cost per piece of worker A is 12.5 pesos per piece. No? So, that's it. Determine the hourly wage of worker B in order that his cost per piece will equal that of A. So, yung cost per piece ng A is 12.5 pesos. Okay. So, let's let W, wage of worker, equal to wage of worker B per hour, so that his cost per piece is equal to that of A. Okay, so then, equation natin, yung wage ng worker B plus yung 1,000 divided by 120 units ang napoproduce niya in 1 hour, di ba? So, equal yan dapat, since magkaparehas dapat sila sa A, equal yan dapat sa 12.5 pesos. Okay? Ayan. Remember yung 1,000 yan yung sweldo naman ng machine. Ayan, sweldo ng machine. So, yung sweldo ni worker B plus sweldo ng machine divided by 120 units. Okay? 12.5. That should be equal to 12.5 pesos. So, the hourly wage of worker B should be 500 pesos. No? So, 500 pesos. Hmm. hmm. Alin ang mas maganda? Si worker A na may sweldo na 250 pesos per hour, nakaka-produce siya ng 100 units, or si worker B, okay, na merong merong 500 pesos, okay, na sweldo sa isang oras, nakaka-produce siya ng 120. So, take note na parehas lang sila ng cost per piece, no? Ayan. Hindi naman tinatanong sa problem, so why bother answering that question? Okay. Next, economy of tool and equipment maintenance. So this is another situation, ano? Okay, situation. Economy of tool and equipment maintenance. Consider, consider the cost of acquiring tools and equipment and the cost of maintaining them. So dalawa yun, acquiring tools, plus of course you have to maintain the tools also. So let's have an example of this one. A machine used for cutting materials in a factory has the following outputs per hour at various speeds and requires periodic tool regrinding at the intervals cited. Okay, so speed A, 200 pieces, output niya for per hour is 200 pieces. Tool regrinding is every 8 hours. Okay, so every 8 hours siya. And then speed B, output per hour is 250 pieces. You have to regrind that at every 7 hours. Okay? A set of tools cost 1,800 pesos and can be ground 20 times. Okay. Ground 20 times. Each regrinding costs 18 pesos. And the time needed to regrind and change tools is 1 hour. Okay. The machine operator is paid 28 pesos per hour, including the time the tool is changed. Okay, daming babayaran, ano? The tool grinder, who also sets the tools to the machine, is paid 25 pesos per hour. The hourly rate chargeable against the machine is 54 pesos, regardless of the machine speed. Ayan. So the hourly rate rechargeable against the machine is 55 pesos per hour. Okay. Kaya hourly rate kasi per hour. So regardless of the machine speed, which speed is the most economical? So ito, itong mga conditions na to sa second paragraph are applicable for both. Ano? Ang nagkaiba lang dito is sa speed A, mas konti ang kanyang pieces output. Pero nire-regrind mo lang siya every 8 hours yung regrinding. Now, speed B, mas maraming output per hour, pero you have to regrind every 7 hours. Now, meron tayong cost dito. Kada regrind, meron tayong gagastusin ng tools, ano? Gagastos din tayo sa operator. Okay? So, meron tayong mga other expenses. Okay, yan. So, we have to compare which speed is better. So, we are talking about cost here. So, whichever is cheaper, then we will choose that particular speed. So, we're going to solve the cost per piece for each speed. So, whichever has the lowest cost is the most economical. Okay, so cost per piece, ano, kasi, yan, yung output nila per hour kasi a given. Okay. So we can, sabi ko kanina, di ba, dapat pag nagko-compare tayo ng alternatives, dapat parehas yung unit nila at in the end. Kasi hindi pwedeng mag-compare, magkaiba. So for speed A, 200 pieces per hour. So pieces produced in 8 hours is 1,600 pieces. Okay. Ayan. Cost of production. So take note, balikan natin yung problem. Ayan. Saan na yan? Ayan. So yung regrinding kasi is, that's uh, ay, di pala kasama yun. Okay. Oh, sorry. Naguluhan lang ako. Okay. Going back. Wala pag impromptu. Okay, so, ayan. So, pieces produced in 8 hours is 200 times 8. So, per hour kasi 200, no? So, 8 hours yung regrinding. So, every 8 hours. So, meron tayong 1,600 pieces. Cost of production, uh, tool cost is 1,800. 20 times yan na pwedeng i-regrind. So, 20 times. So, divide natin yan sa 20. So, yung cost niya per regrinding is 90 pesos. Okay. So, yung regrinding cost natin is 18 pesos as stated in the problem. Wage of machine operator, so 28 pesos. Okay. Wage of tool grinder is isa lang, no? That's 25 pesos. Machine cost is 8 times 54 pesos. So, saan galing yung mga values na yan? Ayan. Okay. So, intindihan natin mabuti. A set of tool costs 1,800 pesos and can be ground 20 times. Kaya, nag-divide ta kanina ng 20. No. And then, each regrinding cost 18 pesos. And the time needed to regrind and change tools is 1 hour. Okay? 1 hour. Kaya meron tayong plus 1 boom. Ayun, 8 plus 1 times 28. Okay? Okay. Maintindihan natin yun. The machine operator is paid 28 pesos per hour, including the time the tool is changed. So, nag-plus 1 tayo doon. So, the tool grinder who also sets the tools to the machine is paid 25 pesos per hour. Ayun. The hourly rate chargeable against the machine is 54 pesos. So, may hourly rate tayo charge to the machine. So, regardless of the machine speed. So, pareha sila. Speed A and speed B, 54 pesos per hour. So, which speed is the most economical? So, I hope klaro tayo sa mga multiply natin dyan. Okay, so yan na. So, yung total cost natin is 817 pesos for speed A. Okay, for speed A. Alright. So, since we are solving for the cost per piece niya, no? Cost per piece. So, i-divide lang natin. So, 817 pesos ang gastos natin for the whole 200 pieces. So, i-divide natin yan sa 1,600. So, i-divide natin sa 1,600 sa 8 hours pala yan, sorry. So, that would be 0.5106 pesos ang cost niya per piece. Ayan. Okay? And then next, ganun din, same principle. 250 pieces naman ito per hour. So, pieces produced in 7 hours, so divide lang natin. 7 hours siya, 250 pieces per hour. So, we have 1,750 pieces. So, cost of production, yung pares lang kanina. So, 1,800 divided by 20. So, 90 pesos. Regrinding cost is 18 pesos. Okay. Wage of machine operator, so 7 plus 1. Explain ko na kung ano yung plus 1 kanina kasi may additional hour. That's 28 pesos per hour, so that's 224 pesos. Wage of tool grinder, so pares lang. 1 times 25 pesos, so 25 pesos. Machine cost is pares lang for both speed, so multiply lang natin 54 pesos times 7 hours. So that's 378 pesos. So total cost natin is 735 pesos yung cost natin for producing yung 1,750 pieces. No? 7 hours yan. So yung cost per piece natin, divide lang natin sa total number of pieces. So 735 pesos divided by 1,750. That would be 0.42 pesos. Okay. So for the foregoing comparative analysis indicates that speed B is the most economical. Okay. It's more economical than speed A. So you choose speed B. Okay. Okay. That's clear. Ano ba? Economy and utilization of ilang slides ko to. Only a certain number of personnel will lead to the highest productivity. So increasing this number will not cause a proportional increase in productivity. So we use also uh, meron din tayong economy in terms of utilization of personnel. Okay. So pwede natin mag-compare kung mas marami yung pag ba mas marami yung workers, mas mabilis mas matapos yung trabaho, mas makatipid tayo, or pag mas konti yung workers, mas mabagal matapos yung trabaho, pero on time pa rin naman, mas makatipid ba tayo? So you have to look into those situations. Let's have an example. I have malobot yung laptop. I have a few minutes left. For example, a man decided to paint his house himself after office hours. He can paint 25 square meters per hour on the average. It takes him 15 minutes to prepare his materials and 20 minutes to keep the materials after painting. If there are 900 square meters to be painted, how long will it take him to paint his house if he devotes 2.5 hours each day? Okay. Solution natin. Number of hours required is 900 divided by 25. That's 36 hours. So, saan na naman galing yun? Okay. 25 square. He can paint 25 square meter per hour on the average. Ayan. Kailangan. It takes him 15 minutes to prepare his materials and 20 minutes to keep the materials after painting. So, meron tayong 900 square meters. I-divide natin ng 25 para malaman natin kung ilang oras. That is 36 hours. I'm sorry. Okay. Sintomas ng walang jowa. The net time daily devoted to actual painting. So take note, meron siyang preparation and preparation time, tapos meron din time na magligpit ng gamit. So 2.5 hours ang bakante niya sa isang araw, plus 15 minutes na preparation, 20 minutes magligpit, divide natin sa 60. I-subtract natin yan sa total number of hours niya a day. That's 2.5 hours. So 2.5 hours minus 15 plus 20 over 20. 60, sorry. That's 1.92 hours of painting. Okay, yung 15 minutes dyan at saka 20 minutes dedicated for preparation at pagliligpit ng gamit. Okay? So number of days, so 36 hours of painting, actual painting, divided by 1.92 hours a day. That's 18.8 days. Let's say 19 days to paint yung 900 square meters na area. Okay, so that's it. Sakto malulubat na yung laptop. So I hope naintindihan natin yung mga different situations where present economic studies are applied. Okay. There are a few more of situations pero ito yung mga common, most common na situations. Okay, so there's no specific formula. Okay, you just have to analyze the problem, just like worded problem, no? So analyze a problem, compare alternatives if there are any alternatives, compare. So apply yun lang natin yung dalawang rules kapag nag-deal tayo, if we're dealing with revenues or profit, then we choose the alternative which gives us more profit, you know? And then if we're dealing with cost naman, rule number two, if we're dealing with cost, then we choose the alternative which gives us the least amount of cost or least amount of expenses. So, ganun lang kasimple. Okay, so that's it. See you sa next chapter.